I am speaking Sir IRFAN ASHRAF and belong to Uswa College, Islamabad. And today I will talk to second year senior most class medical section. First of all, I congratulate you. You promoted from 11 to 12. Definitely, this is your final year and a professional year. I think so. That will select your professional field as well. I think this is very important year of your life in reference to your profession, that you will become doctor or you will become any other medical professional. So my face, just to remind my lecture by Sir IRFAN, this clip is telling you. Now I will come to the topic of today, dear students. Initial informations for respiratory system. You are watching slide, initial informations for respiratory system to first year class, and that is actually respiratory system is quite long in second year. So I will start some basic informations which you already have in 9th and 10th class, and some informations will be added, and then I will go into much detail. This chapter full will tell you how the oxygen is absorbed, how the hemoglobinic acid is formed. That is quite new information, little bit complex as well, but I will make easy for you, so don't worry about that. Go to, this is number of lecture is very important. You have to note in a copy that which type of lecture you are listening, because you will listen these lectures again and again, because each lecture will be linked with each other. And if you are talking about yes, first year medical section biology, this is a clip telling. Come back to the important terms which I will explain today. One is a epithelial layer. Spelling is written EPITHALIAL, epithelial, bronchi, 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 bronchioles, BRONCHIOLES, pleural membrane. Some are new terminologies. Pleural membrane is new for you because that is the outermost cover of the lung, important. And diaphragm, you are watching the diaphragm situated at the base of the chest cavity. As far as diaphragm is concerned, I will tell you one thing. These are the muscles which will contract. When they will contract, the intercostal muscles will relax. Intercostal muscles will relax, diaphragm muscles will contract, and which will cause inspiration. Inspiration, expiration is quite technical in this chapter, which I will tell you. And absorption of the gases, you will find almost two informations which are required in the professional field when you will do MBBS. So you will not miss any single information in this year, and all book is very important, and which I will discuss. Therefore, this is the first page of your book, and now go back to some initial. Yes, this will tell you the chapter number 14 mean chapter number 1, because they are continuing the first year chapters, and that was one of the main reason that they are giving chapter number 14, respiration. If you are watching just 14 to 19, you are visible to you homeostasis, support and movement, nervous coordination, the chemical coordination, the behavior. These all are really chapters which will make you able to think deeply about your body systems, like nervous system, chemical coordination, glands, the behavior, total psychology. Some of you may become psychiatrists. This behavior chapter is important for them. Nervous coordination, if you will become neurologist, if you will become a pulmonologist, or you are going to after MBBS in respiration field, you want to specialize, so that is for respiration, homeostasis, self-regulatory mechanism of the living things. Similarly, reproduction, development, inheritance, genetics, chromosomes, evolution, biotechnology. I think this book will set the standards of your educational life, that which thing you will become in the future. So we'll go back to some initial informations which I would like to share you. That external respiration which take place outside the body, internal respiration take place inside the body. If you see I am dividing the respiration into two types. You already know, discussed in 10th class, that respiration take place outside the body, mean respiration take place inside the lungs. Oxygen is going inside and carbon dioxide is coming out. That is external respiration, which is also called as a breathing. In your book, they are referring two terms. They are not using breathing. I think I am reading. There is no term, but you can say external respiration as a breathing, and internal respiration you can say that is cellular respiration. Question mark. What is the cellular respiration? The respiration which takes place inside the cell. Inside the cell, very important organelle is present. That is the mitochondria. mitochondria, mitochondria, and that in which the respiration reaction takes place, in which the glucose react with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. Energy will be released, and that reaction will produce energy which will be stored in your body in the form of the ATP. Discussed, but I am repeating. Okay. So two type of respiration, dear students: external respiration, internal respiration. The respiration which takes place inside the lungs, when the gas goes inside, one gas goes inside, which is oxygen, and when gas comes out, that is carbon dioxide. This is called external respiration, which is also called as a breathing. So these are the informations you already know, but I am just repeating for you because just promoted from junior class to senior class. Go back to a terminology which is required here. This is very important. After your oral cavity, after your oral cavity, I mean buccal cavity. Look here. If you are watching my face, I show you oral cavity, and there is a small cavity that is called as pharynx. That is divided into three types. Look here. Closer to nose, yani at the back side of the nose, that is the cavity, that is the nasopharynx. Closer to oral cavity, look here, the cavity after oral cavity, after oral cavity closer to your mouth, that is called as a oropharynx. And the cavity which is closer to your larynx, that is called as a laryngopharynx. Visible to you? Laryngopharynx, just hold on. This is the laryngopharynx. Yes, Laryngopharynx, laryngopharynx. Laryngopharynx situated above the trachea. Students, step by step I will tell you. So your system basically starts from your mouth and nose, and currently you are using mask. Reason, you are just stopping air. You are just stopping virus to enter through these two holes. These two are openings which will allow virus to enter into your body. But gas also goes through this. Oxygen gas also goes through these holes. So first is a mouth, and then oral cavity, the buccal cavity, and then the pharynx. Pharynx here. Pharynx is the confusion. The pharynx is the confusion. That is the pharynx, which is situated after the oral cavity. And the pharynx is divided into three types. The closer to the nose, that is the nasopharynx. Nasopharynx, nasopharynx. Closer to oral cavity, that is the oropharynx. And closer to the larynx, that is called the laryngopharynx. Larynx, the laryngopharynx. Above the trachea, that is the laryngopharynx. So I will repeat three types. These are new terms, those you can write in your copy as well. Oropharynx, closer to pharynx mean after oral cavity, a small cavity comes, circular cavity with the muscles. It consists of muscles. It will push the food also inside digestive tube, but I am talking now respiratory system in oxygen. So this pharynx, oropharynx, look here my finger. If you can see my finger, and also in the screen you are watching these three terminologies. I am magnifying, you can see these three terms: nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. Students, these informations which I will give in these lectures are very important. Therefore, you have to memorize, because in the upcoming scoring sessions, these informations will be part of our assessment system, and you may lose the score if you will not remember these terms. Laryngopharynx, upper the trachea, upper the trachea. Trachea mean your air tube, yes, which I will discuss. Laryngopharynx, above this, look at my finger. This is a top of trachea. Yes, you watching? Top of trachea, glottis, glottis, glottis. Above the glottis there is a cavity, circular cavity. That is laryngopharynx, yes. Now go back, go up, sorry, not go back, go up now. This is the oropharynx, and at the back side of the nose, that is the nasopharynx. So oropharynx, nasopharynx, and laryngopharynx. Now important thing which I want to share, glottis word I speak already. Glottis means a tube, air tube. The tube start, air tube start, and top of trachea is called the glottis. Top of trachea. This is the glottis opens into trachea, and trachea consists of mucus ciliated epithelial layer. Mucus ciliated epithelial layer. I am talking about air tube now. I am very slow because this air tube is very important, students. Air tube, trachea, trachea, EAE. Trachea consists of inner ciliated mucus epithelial layer. Top of trachea as the glottis, and above the glottis there is a lid-like structure which will control the opening and closing of the glottis, that is epiglottis, EPIGLOTTIS, epiglottis. And the students, epiglottis mean that it can close when you are eating, that your bolus will enter into your digestive tube. The epiglottis will close the glottis, and when your bolus is entering into oxygen, when your bolus you are not eating, the epiglottis will remain open. So this will prevent the entering of the food into the air tube, which is very significant because air block may cause the death. Therefore, because air, we have no storage of oxygen. I will keep discussing these information in this book, very important informations, because you can't store oxygen. You can store food in the form of starch, but you can't store oxygen correctly. So when your movement of the larynx is important. What is larynx? This is important. The top of trachea consists of a opening glottis, glottis, glottis. Above the glottis there is a lid-like structure, that is epiglottis, EPIGLOTTIS, epiglottis. And what happens to glottis? If you are, epiglottis will close and open, and it will enter. It will prevent the entering of the bolus into your trachea. And what will happen? The larynx is a voice box which is situated just just under the glottis. If you'll see the voice box, you are speaking due to the voice box that is situated closer to the larynx, that is situated closer to the glottis. These are two fibers which are present closer to the glottis that will create the voice in your body. So that's why if you are watching that clip, you just magnify this clip, you can see clearly. Yes, LARYNX, the larynx, which is a voice box which will create the voice. So your voice production will depend upon the larynx, which is situated under the glottis. Under the glottis, voice box is situated. I am slow, so that I am repeating also. Under the glottis, under the glottis there is a voice box. What is the function of the voice box? It will create the voice. So trachea, which is an air tube, is very important tube, having many structures, having an opening glottis, GLOTTIS, glottis. And then what happens? The cover of the glottis is called epiglottis, EPIGLOTTIS, epiglottis. And then the top of just under the glottis, there is a voice box. Students, you may be thinking, sir, in respiratory system, what is the function of the larynx? Larynx is not linked with the respiratory system, and this structure, which consists of two fibers, and that is also called as a voice box, you are watching. And why there is a need of larynx inside the trachea? The students, I will tell you, the larynx actually will vibrate, having two fibers inside larynx. They will vibrate. When they will vibrate, the sound will be created. So technically respiration is going on, but you are getting another advantage of respiration, in that you are entering oxygen also, and you are entering into your body, and also you are creating your voice. You should stop them to prevent. Okay, we'll go back to now the primary bronchi. The trachea consists of some skeletal system, which is the C-shaped cartilage present in the trachea. this C-shaped cartilage will tell us that C-shaped cartilage will keep open the trachea. Trachea is a windpipe, is an air pipe through which the air goes, and air block can